Hi there, Musty Hobbit here, and welcome back to Second Breakfast. We have another pickup video today. This one is post C3. If you haven't seen my C3 pickups, it was the last video. You should go check it out. There's a ton of stuff and some items that I never thought that I would get my hands on. Today was a bit of a surprise and something that I actually stemmed from running across somebody new on Twitter. I actually got something in the mail today from somebody who owns a game shop in Ohio, and he tweeted out that there was an item that he had that he didn't feel comfortable selling because of some of the damage that had happened to the box when it had arrived. I'll get into what that is in just a minute, and I'll also make sure that you know exactly who that is and give him a well-earned shout out there as well. But I managed to scrape by on a couple of deals from Target and from Gamestop. Gamestop just over the past couple weeks, it might still be going, is doing a buy 4 games that are $9.99 or less and get them for $20. I saw some people take advantage of this over the C3 weekend, so I went to my local shop and decided to take advantage of it myself. And I got a couple of games, mostly Wii games, but ones that I thought would be fun to have, and then one Wii U game which I never thought would drop to what equates to $5. So the first of which is a Final Fantasy game, Final Fantasy Crystal Chronicles Echoes of Time. I think this is the other Final Fantasy game on the Wii, so I might be subset complete on that. Picked up a couple of Disney games. One of them is Wreck-It Ralph, which my son adores, and so I couldn't pass the opportunity to grab that. And then another Pixar property that he adores is Toy Story, and so this is Toy Story Mania. And looking at this, it appears to play like a sort of gallery shooter type thing. It actually says it's based on the Disneyland and Walt Disney World attractions. So I think there's some of those ones where you're sort of riding on what is like a moving little conveyor belt, and then you have little turrets and you're sort of shooting at targets. And so I believe that's what this is, and it is co-op, and so up to 4 players. So my wife, my son, and maybe a friend can all play together. But the game that I said I didn't think would ever drop to $5, or at least not so quickly, is Hyrule Warriors for the Wii U. I'm feeling a little bit of pull toward the Wii U at this point. I feel like it's hitting what potentially may be its low point, but I was waffling between buying the Switch version of this, and I just said, you know what, I need to see if I even like it before I even care about the DLC, and so that's why I picked this up for $5. Pretty good deal. Next up were 2 independent trips to Target. One of them was just to go get some. I usually like to wander through the clearance section, and the guy was putting up new stuff as I was walking by, and so I looked at what he had, and one of them was this for $5.98, had already been marked down once and nobody grabbed it, this 8-bit character set from World of Nintendo. And so we've got Donkey Kong, Luigi, Mario, Link, and Toad. I'll probably take these out of the box. They seem to stand up all right on their own, and they will make for good sort of figure shelf candy when it comes to that. I don't have a need to keep it in the box. They're meant to be played with, right? The other thing I got from Target on a different trip was again a side trip. I noticed another clearance section, and they had this line is called Cute But Deadly. This is Lucio from Overwatch, and it's kind of like if you played the game, there's the cute sprays. It's like they took those cute sprays and like turned them into almost Funko Pop kind of plastic vinyl figures. Plasticky vinyl figures. And so this was $2.98 for this little figure of Lucio, which now gives me a couple of Overwatch characters that I now have figures of. So if I see any others at that price, I will jump at them absolutely, regardless of whether I play them or not. It's just, I mean, that's a killer price for a figure. They normally run $10, so pretty good discount there. Let's get to the mail though, and get to the box that came from Muzz at Level 1 Games. I'm going to flash up some information here. Hopefully that all picks up. But he is in Dublin, Ohio, in the mall at Tuttle Crossing, and he looks like he's got buys and sells games for pretty much every system. But you can find him at L1 Games on Twitter. It looks like you can check him out on Facebook as well. But he, like I said, there was one item that he sent that I knew was coming, but this is obviously a bigger box than that item can fit, and so he threw in a couple freebies. And so I anticipate that some of these were like just extras that the store had, but they all sort of fit. And I barely know the guy. He put this out on Twitter, and I managed to win his random draw. So good on you. Thank you, Muzz, for sending this way. First of which was these controller grips that hold Joy-Cons. Which is certainly good because I have ridiculously large hands, and so this will be a must if I'm ever going to really play a game with a Joy-Con. Also in here was this wallet, which has a Stormtrooper on one side and Star Wars Battlefront Weekly on the other side, and Star Wars on the inside. Next up is this wristband. It is got the Crimson Omen, and it is the Gears of War rubber wristband. There's another wristband here, and this is the Rebel Alliance one for Star Wars as well. He also sent this pack of Indie Box cards. I don't really know what this Indie Box Chronicles. I'm not too familiar with what this is. It seems like there's some Steam codes or something, or there's a Steam code in here somewhere. So I really don't know what I'm looking at, although there is a picture of Eddie from Brutal Legend. The rest I am not familiar with the IP or the characters themselves, but interesting cards. If someone can tell me what these are, or maybe what happens with them, I'm interested to find out. And then he also threw in a couple of Pokeballs, and inside each one of these, and I won't open them all, and I just dropped one, there is a little figure. And so there's a couple of those. These are perfect for my son. He's that age where he won't eat them, but he hasn't yet really discovered Pokemon yet, so maybe this is a nice way to get him introduced. There were also, in each of them, there's a couple little stickers. Probably not focusing very well, but they're all numbered, obviously. Gotta collect them all. But the item that he put out on Twitter and said, hey, again, the box is damaged, so I don't feel comfortable selling it, but whoever's interested, I think it was, let me know what you're going to do with it. And to me, it was like, if I get this, I can let my son have the larger figure of the same character, and so I'm not going to hem and haw about it. This is the Skyward Sword Link Figma. And again, the box, the exterior box has a little bit of crunchiness here. The inside plastic that kind of houses everything is kind of folded up, so this really took quite a hit on the way, but it's really cool. There's a couple of different faces. There's a couple different hair designs. There's one that's more of an action, like wind-blown hair. Let's see if I can. There's something you can attach to the blade to make it look like it is in motion, so you kind of get a little bit of motion blur with it. And the stand can obviously have him, like, there's all kinds of interesting poses and things, as you can just see from the back of it. But this is really cool. Figma figurines themselves are really well put together, and I have taken them out of the box and kind of tinkered with it a little bit, but I'm going to wait until I find his actual sort of the spot that I'm going to put him, and then I will put him into a good pose and then leave him there for to be admired. But yeah, like I said, I have like the big World of Nintendo Skyward Sword Link, which is, I feel far more comfortable with my son playing with that one than this, so this can kind of justify that if he even wants to play with it at all. But this is really cool. So again, check out Muzz and his store, Level 1 Games in Dublin, Ohio. Again, thank you for sending all of this stuff is really cool. And again, give him a follow, a like. He's got a channel as well if you want to check that out on YouTube. I'll link all of that stuff because some people like the convenience of getting things out of the description. But I am going to wrap there. That has been it for pickups, and once I get all this stuff put away, I think I'm at a spot where I'm ready to start showing off what this room is almost fully capable of. I have a couple things that need to fall into place, but getting pickups put away, getting figures put in the spot that they're going to go, all needs to happen for the place to look finished. So we're getting close. I'm really excited to show that off, and so stick around. And if you just found this pickup video randomly, welcome. And there's a ton of other stuff that I've done, and you should check out what I've been working on this summer with my game room, because that's kind of been the big focus of everything that I've been working on. But thank you for coming by, and again, please like the video if you did. I have been Musty. Take care of yourself. Be good to each other. Bye.